Derrel Jazz Johnson here, MSG Varsity Fathers and Sons, RazzandJazzSports.com. Here with David Diamante, a man who wears many hats. He is the Brooklyn Nets announcer here at Barclays Center. He is also a ring announcer for many of the boxing events that you see on Showtime at home and live here, some at Barclays Center. He also hosts a show on NBC called The Lights. And what is the final thing that I'm missing? You own a cigar shop as well. That's a few steps here from Barclays Center. So please start with whichever one you would like to.
Well, we're here at Barclays Center, so I guess it would make sense to talk about the Nets. What do you want to know? I mean, well, you've come here with the team because you were the announcer when they were at Barclays. Excuse me, at the Prudential Center. So how has the move been from New Jersey to Brooklyn, in your opinion? I really have to say it's been an amazing transition. I mean, I think the whole team did a great job, starting with Brett Yormark and Bruce Ratner and Mikhail Prokhorov and all the guys at the top. But really, they've done a great job to bring it here to Brooklyn, and they've been really a big part of the community. And that's I think the most important thing, especially when you're looking at a borough like Brooklyn. So they've really been out in the community doing a lot of stuff, and just they've taken the time to really be a part of the community, doing a lot of great stuff around and helping people out. But it's been wonderful. I mean, having the Barclays here is not just about the Nets, but it's also about a lot of, having ice skating and the circus and the Globetrotters and NCAA action and boxing, like you were saying. A lot of great events that, as Brooklynites and as New Yorkers, we, since we're right here in one of the third largest, subway hubs in New York, we can get here very easily. All of us can. And so that's a great thing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful house, as you know. And if you guys out there in TV land haven't been here, you really should try to come. It's a really beautiful spot, and it's very intimate for a large arena. There's great food, local food, and great sight lines, and everything's really top-notch here. So it's been a lot of fun. I think the transition's been great. I think Billy King and Bobby Marks have done an incredible job getting the talent that we needed for this team, and I think we have a chance to go really deep.
Now, what are your thoughts on and you got into it a little bit, but what are your thoughts on the team on the court?
Well, I think they're amazing. I mean, I absolutely love to watch them. I mean, you look at our starters and you look at our bench, and from the starters to the bench mob, I think we have a lot of depth. I think we have a lot more depth than a lot of teams out there in the league, and they're just so much fun to watch. And I also think, if we have so much depth that if a guy, let's say, is hurt or if a guy's maybe not playing that well, other guys can step up and take his place. And I just love how the guys have each other's back. There seems to be a great synergy with these players, so it's a lot of fun to watch. I love the team.
Do you think Brook Lopez should have been named as an All-Star reserve?
You know what? I'm just an announcer, so I don't really have I mean, look, you look at the numbers, they speak for themselves, but Brook's having an incredible year. I don't think there's a doubt that he's one of the, if not the best center in the league right now. So, I mean, Shaq said it, a lot of people said it, so, I don't really have an input on that, but I think he's – do I think he's a caliber? Oh, yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. I mean, I think a lot of the guys on our team are, but Brook Lopez for sure.
Now, tell us about your cigar shop that's a couple of blocks away from Barclays Center.
Well, it's just a couple blocks from here, like you said, and, I was a big fan of cigars, and we didn't really have a true cigar lounge in Brooklyn, and cigars are really a community thing. I was talking about community before, but it's one of those things where men and women can sit down and really enjoy and relax. You never rush a good cigar. So you sit down and you meet people, and it's a really fun thing. And you get guys that are, teachers and cops and garbage men and actors, rappers, CEOs, big shots, everyone, So from the white collar to blue collar, everybody's involved. Guys sit down, they smoke, and I spent a lot of time overseas, and I spent a lot of time in Honduras and Nicaragua and Dominican Republic and even Cuba learning about cigars, and I ended up setting up a little factory down in Dominican Republic where we get my cigars rolled. So I have my own hand rolls. We also have premiums, and it's just a really nice place. It's I built it myself with me and my friend Larry. We built the whole place. It's old wood, reclaimed wood, and it's in an old brownstone, so we did the interior. There's a fireplace, and it's just a nice place to come and relax, and nice spot. So
where's it located for people who would like to go?
It's in the Fort Greene section. It's the Fort Greene neighborhood, and it's just a couple blocks from Barclays. So it's actually on 108 South Oxford between Fulton and Lafayette. That's the address, yeah.
Definitely make sure that I will personally. I have a good friend who's a cigar fan, so I will go with him one day. If he hasn't been there already, he may have been there already. Finally, let's talk about boxing. What are your opinions on the general landscape of boxing right now?
I mean, I think boxing is gaining a lot of popularity. I mean, some people say boxing's dead. Those are people that have no idea what they're talking about. There's so many great fighters out there. There's so many exciting things in different divisions. I mean, and just if you look at what's happening here at the Barclays, I mean, you've got the Bernard Hopkins fight coming up. You know, we're going to be having in April the Zab Judah Garcia fight. It just got rescheduled, but that's on track. A lot of great stuff. You know, I was just on Showtime this Friday, announced some great fights, and I just did Broadway boxing on last Thursday at BB King's. That was a great fight. I'm doing a fight this Thursday in Staten Island for Greg Cohen Promotions. I'm going to be on ESPN Friday Night Fights on the 15th of this month from Mohegan Sun. Got some great fights on that. So I'm staying really busy with the boxing. There's so much out there. You know, unfortunately, boxing is one of those things, to be a true fan that's in the know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's not on network TV enough. You know, the NBC Sports Network has just started a boxing series, which is great. But for the most part, you don't see too much boxing on network television. So you really have to go out and kind of find it a little bit. You have to be a little bit active as a fan, whereas the NBA or NHL or MLB or NFL, you're going to see it on mainstream TV. Boxing, you have to look a little bit deeper, but that's why you got these really passionate boxing fans. They're really knowledgeable. They know a lot about the sport. I just think there's so much talent out there in a lot of different divisions. So I think boxing is just a really bright future. A lot of great stuff to come.
Okay, last question. You do so many things. How do you find the time to be here at Barclays Center for Nets games, do all of the boxing announcing that you do, run your cigar shop, travel as extensively as you do? How do you find the time in the day to do all of those things?
You know what? I'm so passionate about what I do. I love doing it. You know, I feel really honored to be carrying the torch for Brooklyn and for the Nets. And it's just one of those things. I just have that. I got a fire in me, man. And especially for things like that, like the lights. You know, my show on the NBC Sports Network. It's a great show. If you haven't seen it out there, you should really check it out. It runs in 20-minute segments, and basically it's a highlight show. We go through all the highlights of the day of all the different sports, and I give you a breakdown of all the things that are happening. So you can really catch up on your sports in 20 minutes, and it runs every Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the NBC Sports Network, followed by the Dan Patrick Show, and now there's a new show that we have called The Crossover with Michelle Beadle. That runs after Dan Patrick. So anyway, The Lights, it's a great show. Check it out. But I'm really passionate about it. I love sports. I love cigars. I love boxing. I love basketball. And I love the people. I love Brooklyn, and I really love what I do right now. So, you know, when you love what you do, you find the time, and get enough sleep when you're dead.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Derrel. Thank you.
No problem.
Right.